I was born with this gift to see and feel energies. I was a very sensitive young boy, and by age 6, it became too much for me. And the best way to describe it is like I stepped out of my body. My spirit became separate, and I lived a lot of my life with no spiritual awareness at all for quite a long time. What that did was that it created a space for me to learn lots. I suffered from some depression and anxiety and different things that other people experience as well. And then about 20 something years ago, I've been saying 25 years for quite a while, all of a sudden the universe decided it was time for me to own my gift again. And so I started this journey and fell into a few spaces that were not fun to be in. What happened was that the spirits all knew that I could communicate, and what they did was they all wanted to talk to me. And I can see why people can go quite crazy, because it was so intense. And in the end, I asked for some support, and I got an American Indian chief called White Cloud came, and I asked that all communication for me pass through this Indian chief. And he and I worked together for many, many years. And he saved me from a lot, because before I met him, I had experiences with some dark energy at the time where I was completely paralyzed and on the ground. So sometimes we have these experiences, they're really frightening, or they're really there to teach us to go looking for a new way of being. And so that's what I've done on my journey, is to always look at new ways to do healing work and experience life in the spiritual world. Some people have said to me how lucky I am that I'm a healer. I don't have to deal with all the stuff that other people do deal with. It's not actually true. Being a healer, often we take on more than what others do. But what it does, it allows me to have compassion for my clients when they come, because usually I've experienced something similar. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. I've branched out more from doing one-on-one energy healings. We do workshops, of course. But one of the areas that's growing a lot for me is doing land clearings, in energy clearings of the land. And that came about because I would do a healing for a client. They would leave feeling really nice and in a good space. They would go home and woof, all of a sudden their energy is dropping. And so we would then go into the house and clear the house of any entities and so on. And that worked for a while. But then if we didn't clear the land, if there was any energies in the land that were not love energy, they would come back up into the house and feed it again. So this is what we did, was we developed a way of doing land clearings, where we start with clearing the land first, creating a solid platform, and then clearing the buildings that are on the land and the people that are living there. And I do most of my work through distance. It's really nice to not be on Zoom. Well, we are on Zoom, so to have you here, because when I'm doing it through Zoom, I can only see so many people on my little screen, and I find it a little bit distant. So I do a lot of healings and land clearings and other work through distance. So it means I can work from anywhere. So I feel very blessed with that. After White Clouds left, after he taught me everything that he needed to teach me, I worked with the Ascended Masters for a while, but very quickly I'm now plugged into Source, you might say, and into the divine. And everything that I bring through is directly from the divine. I personally, when I do a healing, I don't use my own energy because that would drain my energy. So what I do is I bring through energy from source. I even ask for some of it for myself, so that I can keep my energy levels up. You never know where life is going to take you. And we've been talking today about the word trust. We're so in our minds trying to plan and organize our lives that we lose our attachment to the very powerful word trust. Trust in the universe, trust in yourself. And I will probably bring that topic up many times, because when I live in trust, I'm constantly blessed with amazing things happening. I even use it on your train system, because I've never lived in a city which has got an MTR system, and it's like a foreign language, you know. And I've got lost in the system a few times, and I know how to get here really well. So I'm standing in the middle of this. There's people everywhere, and I have no idea where I am. I'm below ground, so I can't see the sky. And I stop and I just ask Spirit to guide me, and I trust totally. And it's amazing, within a few steps, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And that happens a lot. I trust when I need a car park in Australia. I trust that the things that I thought that I needed in my life, I let them go and trust that if they're meant to be there, they arrive. And so the thing is with trust is that our minds don't like to give away their power, supposed power. And so our minds will doubt the trust. So just be aware of that. So now, through a whole lot of events, I ended up here in Hong Kong. I originally came to get a visa to go into China, because I did do a lot of work in China as well. I have done before COVID. And I met Santa, and yeah, it's just a whole event has happened in a very short period of time. So yeah, thank you, Santa, for providing it, and thank you all for being here. So,
to share upon the story about the talk, and then we go to Bhutan, and
yeah,
we moved to New Zealand, from New Zealand to Australia. The story.
One of the things that I'm very passionate about is writing powerful intentions. And an intention is a statement, short statement, written as if it's already happened. And I wrote an intention many years ago that I wanted to take my gift into a developing country and make a difference. I didn't say when, I didn't say why, I didn't say how. I just left that all up to Spirit. And nothing happened for quite a long period of time. And then all of a sudden I got the opportunity to go and live in Bhutan. And it was something, when I started to read all about it, I got really excited. I ended up with a 1-year contract, but we extended to 2. It's a unique country. Does everybody know where it is? Yeah, it's India, Nepal, Tibet, Bhutan. It's a little tiny country, but it's like this. The roads, there's no straight roads. To get to the border with India, it's 75 kilometers in a straight line. It's 175 kilometers of road, and it takes you 7 hours to drive 175 kilometers. So, yeah, well, we're out of it. So living there, I got to work with the monks, and that's how I got the name Magic Hands. But also while I was there, I just want to share this story because we never know what's going to happen next in our lives. While I was in Bhutan, a friend of mine was doing a yoga retreat and brought 20 people and his manager. And his manager name was Kathy, and her husband was Leonard. I never met them before, but Kathy loves dogs more than she loves people. And she fell in love with this little dog, a street dog that was not in a very healthy way. So she took this little dog into the hotel and fed it, gave it a wash, made their bath black, and then took it back outside. And the next morning, the little dog is sitting outside her front door of the hotel. So she rang me and said, could I look after this little dog? They're named Shanti. So for 4 months, I took this little dog who was nearly dead, and she became this beautiful dog. And then we shipped her through Singapore quarantine, Sydney, and then eventually to Byron Bay. Meanwhile, I'd finished my time in Bhutan and I'd gone back to New Zealand, and nothing was working for me. Everybody was angry and having problems, and I didn't fit in. And I got a phone call to say, your dog is missing you. So I jump on a plane, fly to Byron Bay. Does anybody know where Byron Bay is in Australia?
Byron Bay, Australia.
It's a beautiful, beautiful beaches, beautiful scenery. It's, yeah, postcard. It's where they do all the advertising for Australia. So I arrived there and to see my dog. I ended up working in a healing center there, and I ended up living there for 14 years. I had no intention to live in Australia. So this little dog gave me the opportunity, because I worked in the best healing center in the whole of Australia. Really hard to get a place there. But when I arrived, someone had left and I got an opportunity to go and work there, which gave me the confidence to be able to learn to do more of this work. So now in Australia, and I wrote another intention a few years ago that I wanted to work in another country once again and make a difference. 6 weeks later, I met Cherry, who was on a course. She's from Shanghai. And a few months after I met Cherry, she said, you need to come to China. So I end up in China. Once again, not on my radar to go there. Didn't think I'd ever go there. And so I've traveled a lot in China. And while I'm in China, someone said, oh, you should go to Taiwan. And so next thing you know, I'm in Taiwan. So it just keeps opening up when you trust. It's good to plan things in some ways. Like I have to do a lot of planning to get here, airplane tickets, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So you use your brain for that, but open up. I just want you to open up your energies to be the possibility that something will come in that you may not have thought about, or you may not even know you were going to. Bhutan, for instance, going to China, going to Taiwan. All of those things happened because I just trusted the universe from one statement. If I'd written down too much information in that intention, the spirits can't come in and help. So it's really good to offer, like a blank canvas for them so that they can come in and arrange it all for you. So just be really aware of that. This thing I might open up everybody's energies. I don't know, squashed. When I do a group workshop area, the first thing I like to do, and I'm going to do it shortly, is to open up all your energies. Each one of you has come in, and some of them you don't know me, or you've had a tough day at the office, or so you're carrying all this stuff, and it's part of your journey. So I honor that. But what I want to do first of all is to clean the room, and I'll share how I do that. And then I'll come around and just open up your energies so that you can receive what you're meant to receive. I don't decide what you receive, but I will create a space for you to get the most out of this evening. So I'm just going to get you all just to close your eyes for a moment. Just take a normal breath. I will, yeah, but I can step over that.
So 老師會慢慢行到你哋嘅面前，
Yeah.
所以大家就放鬆自己，行埋眼睛。咁啊，如果你唔介意咧，師太會幫我哋影相，因為我哋呢啲相會俾我哋上海同台灣嘅同修會睇。OK，那我哋都係擺喺我哋自己嘅群組裏邊。
All right, so you've all been really busy, so I just want you to arrive here. Just be aware of your normal breath. Just close your eyes and just allow your bodies to relax. Every time you breathe in, you're breathing in beautiful life force energy. Without this breath, you don't exist in the human form. So really honor your breath. As you're focusing on your breath, feel all the tension in your body start to relax. It's amazing how much we carry. Day after day after day, our bodies are stressed. While you're relaxing there, we're going to call in the high vibrational beings. These are beautiful, beautiful beings that are pure love energy. When I call them in, they just fill the whole room full of love energy. This is the energy that I use in my healings. It's the only energy I use, is pure love energy. And this energy just fills the whole space here and actually wraps around each of you, just supporting you and loving you unconditionally. Enjoy this energy. It's there for you. And while you're doing that, I'll just gently come around. Open up your energies. And thank you all for being part of that journey. Just gently come out of that space and open your eyes. It's something that we could all do every night after a busy day. Because often we're so busy we don't know we're not actually mindful of what we're doing in the evenings and so on. So nice to feel everybody okay. Everybody, you know. No, we're talking about clearing energy from other people. It kind of can be read different ways, that statement. So what we're focusing on is often we can take on board other people's energies. We can do it consciously and unconsciously. If you're doing any healing work, it's quite easy, if you're not careful, to take on board other people's energies. But you can do it just walking down the street, and you might not even be aware that you're taking on board someone else's energy. Some of the signs that you are doing that is you can feel very tired, very heavy, for no apparent reason. Doesn't mean the energy stays with you forever, but at the time it can be quite uncomfortable. I'm working with people's energies every day. And if I don't protect myself or have that awareness, then I easily take on board other people's energies. Quite frustrating at times. I have friends and who I've given permission to, that when I'm talking to them, if they can tell I'm carrying someone else's energy, they tell me. And I really appreciate that, because sometimes we aren't aware. The reason I find this so important is that two things happen. If you take on board other people's energies, obviously it's not good for you. It's not your energy. You are unique, each and every one of you. There's no one else on the planet with your energy, with your story, with your journey. You are unique. We often get lost with that. And this uniqueness means that if you take on board someone else's energy, it's not resonating with you. As I might have explained before or shared before, I did this in the early days when my gift came back, and I knew a lot. But I didn't know about taking on board other people's energies, and I took on so many that I ended up paralyzed for about 3 hours in my house on my own. Very frightening, but also a very important lesson for me to make sure I started to explore different ways of releasing that. So if you take on board someone's energy, as I was saying, it can really impact you. It can make you angry. It can make you sad. I have clients that just spontaneously cry and they don't know why. And when I'm talking to them, I can see this energy that's not theirs. For me, often I feel really heavy. I can't keep my eyes open. So each one of you may, if you are aware that you're taking on board someone else's energy, there may be signs that you're familiar with that you can do something about it. I have a lot of clients over the years call themselves empaths, who consciously take other people's energies off them to help them. And I find that really challenging. That's their journey, so I honor it. But I don't see how it can help someone if you're carrying their energy. So first of all, it affects you. It also means you're not honoring your own uniqueness. Because if you really honored who you are, why would you take on someone else's energy? And this is a big subject about honoring self. You know, if you really honor and love yourself, then that's a really beautiful protection. We'll talk a bit more about that. But the other side of that, of taking someone else's energy, is that person's energy, that person is not whole anymore. You've got some of their energy. From what I have learned over the years of doing this work, is that the only person that can really heal you is you. You can bring energy through for you, but I personally don't heal. That would make me God, and as I was joking before, I don't want to be God. There's no holidays, working 24 hours a day, not fun. But you know, it's really important. You're actually not honoring that person's energy by taking some of it with you. And so for me, I've learned over the years to give back that energy. So when I finish a session, I have a little ritual that I do that allows me to disconnect from my client, but leave all their energy with them. When I was in Australia, I would travel to Melbourne 4 times a year to see my clients. And I had limited time to be able to do it. And so I would see sometimes 20, 28 clients in 4 days. Very intensive. But I would come away a little bit physically tired from standing a lot, but spiritually full of energy, because I asked to receive energy as much as I was giving. And it's a really good lesson for all of you is if you've got people you know and you want to help and you're giving your energy all the time, if you're not replacing it, if you're not receiving energy, you're going to drain your own energy. And it's equally as bad. You know, what happens is we're just doing this tonight is we put layers of protection around our hearts. So many layers of protection from when we're children right through to now that we can't actually even access our own hearts. You know, I'm not judging that those layers of protection are good or bad. I'm just saying you need to be able to access your own hearts. We're so good at giving love to other people, aren't we? But if everybody's hearts are closed, who's receiving? No one's receiving. So it's just really important to look beyond what we think we're doing to help people. So we have subconsciously and consciously. Another reason why I see a lot of people that are not happy with their own journeys, so they connect with someone else to try and use their energy as well. So that also is not something that we want to get involved with. It's time tonight to just own who you are and be yourself. When we do that, we're honoring ourselves. When we honor ourselves, we can then start to trust. When we trust, so much more can happen. We all have minds, and our minds are something that is unique to this planet, I think. I'll go back one step. What I've been shown is that we are all come from spirit world. In spirit world, it's not human world. In spirit world, it's pure love energy. If you're living in a space of pure love and joy, there's nowhere to grow. Everything is perfect. So we choose to come here and have different experiences. Mostly, I know a few people that do know, but mostly we don't know what that experience is. So we come come to this crazy place called Mother Earth, and it's a really tough planet to live on. You know? Someone said it's not a junior school; it's a university degree that you come out of, because it can be so challenging to be in. And just to make it even more challenging, we have a mind that is often very judgmental and negative. So I have many clients that say, I'm never coming back here. and so when I tune into spirit, the message is, you chose to be here, you need to be here. But I don't want to be here. So just know that every single person on this planet has a challenge. Often we look at someone else and go, I'd rather have their challenge, but you chose to experience life in this lifetime, and it's time to really own that. So these little messages that we have regarding taking on board other people's energies are there to help you navigate this time that you are here on Earth. We live in these temporary bodies because we will leave 10 out of 10 people will pass away. It's just one of those truths that we're here and we need to make the most of it. I don't think I'll put it the other way. I've had clients that live a lifestyle, and they said that that a lot of people would love them to be. They have lots of money and lots of cars, and you name it, they have it. But some of these clients that come to me are very unhappy, even though they have all the material things. So never judge someone, never look at them and go, they have an easy life. I use my own family. My mum was, she would have made a really great actress, because when other people came to visit, she put on a show that everything was perfect in the family. And we were dressed really nicely and behaved really well. But behind it all, she was desperately unhappy. So whenever I meet someone, I know that they've got challenges. Every single one of you has had, or maybe still experiencing some challenges. I know I've had plenty. And it's very important. So for me, my whole world revolves around energies. I have a couple of ways that one of them I was shown directly from spirit, from source, from the divine. And I will teach you that one first, on how to release the other people's energies from yourself and give it back to who it belongs to. And I have another way, which we'll do a bit later on, which I was showing, which is quite fun as well. How's everybody going? So,
Very hyper.
yeah, hyper.
Hyper.
That's good.
You're always hyper.
Yeah.
You're always hyper.
I've been to the source and then come back.
Is it your energy that's hyper?
Because I'm besides you.
It's my fault.
I'm so grateful. Your energy is so great. Oh, it's like a mountain.
That's yeah. No, just if anybody has any questions, yeah, please. It's one of those things that bringing in different people's experiences enriches the evening. And you might want to share something and that someone else can relate to, and you can help each other. So, yeah.
I want to ask you, when you mentioned that, because I mean, if people like some of us that they are very sensitive, or we are very sensitive, or we are not very sensitive, but however, if we are living in a very highly, I mean, like a city, like city Hong Kong. Hong Kong is such a tiny place, but such crowded people. and everywhere, like we are in MTR, everybody is close to each other, and we hardly cannot breathe. And it's as if that everybody, we are having the mask, not happy smile, but the mask of numbness. So in this kind of environment, how we can escape? Yeah, even though we have a lot of spiritual training, but still in the daily life. I mean, mostly of the life of our time, we are in the working hours, and working hours we are meeting people. Because we see that in Hong Kong is like it's very fast city, very hyper city, and people, we have a tendency to make a living and then to everything go fast. So everybody go out to create, to attend all kinds of activities to grasp any opportunities to make money. So in that kind of a very hyper intensive city, and in a long working hour, in the highly competition of the competitive societies, here, like in Hong Kong, as a city jungle. So how can we really get out of it easily, not at home, but in the environment, in the environment of the working of anywhere in city, in Hong Kong?
Very simple answer. Move to New Zealand.
No.
But New Zealand and Australia have a much different lifestyle. I mean, I've been.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I went the other way. I moved out. So, but you can have choices today. You can move, but if you can't move, then it's finding peace within. I think one of the lamas said, if we want peace on this planet, we need to find peace within ourselves first.
Wow.
And I lived many years in Australia in this beautiful cottage in the forest. I didn't even hear cars. It was so quiet. We had all these beautiful birds singing and lots of big snakes and other things that wanted to eat you. New Zealand doesn't have any snakes or anything that's dangerous, whereas Australia is full of them. So to come and I can't even keep up walking with you guys, down the streets. Everybody walks so fast here.
Hong Kong, yes.
Hong Kong, it's like, what's the rush?
It's normal.
Are you in a hurry to go somewhere, or is it just? It's really.
That's a speed. That's a
normal style.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
style of Hong Kong.
So
Maybe no aim.
you can find an inner peace within yourself. So that's what I'm always striving for. Is no matter where I am, is to find that inner peace. Can you always find it? Probably not, but at least put it into, learn different ways of finding that inner peace. Because if you've got inner peace, it affects your whole physical body, it affects your health, it affects your mind, it affects your heart, it affects everything. We seem to be going faster and faster in life. Not sure when it's going to change, but hopefully one day. Yeah. So the other side of that is I didn't want to live in a little town in New Zealand. I needed to expand more, so that's why I work all over the world now. But I do miss the peace and tranquility of New Zealand. It's pretty amazing. And there's only 5 million of us, so it's not exactly many people, especially in the South Island. So, inner peace. You're looking for peace. Yeah.
Do you have any solid suggestion?
Solid.
Any action suggestion? I'm asking questions.
Yeah. That's good. I don't know whether I can answer it, but do I have any solid suggestions for what?
To get the inner peace.
Oh, the inner peace.
大家有啲咩問題？我係幫大家問問題㗎。OK，盡量問問題啊。
my first thing that comes up for that is meditation. Meditation has so many variables to it. You know, people say, oh, I always ask my clients, do you meditate? Yes, but not very often. Immediately we've got a negative attachment. Or yes, I meditate, but I'm not very good.
Oh.
You know,
But
meditation's not about being good.
Yeah.
You know, it's when I was in Bhutan, we used to do meditations with the monks. And at one stage we would do 20 minutes meditation, 5 minutes readings. So readings, another 20 minutes, another 5, another 20. So there was 3 20-minute meditations. And it was fascinating. The first one, the mind was usually, you know, all over the place. The second one was completely different than the third one. You could go back and do them, and every time it would be different. So if you're doing a meditation, don't attach to what it should be or how it should be. My favorite meditation is actually in Byron Bay, was walking on these beautiful beaches and being fully present. And I'd see people walking really fast with loud music playing in their ears, you know, and there's whales swimming right there, you know, and dolphins and beautiful surf, and, you know, just totally unaware of nature. So a walking meditation is really beautiful, especially if you've got a beach like that to walk on. So yeah, people get very frightened when I talk about meditations, because it's like, oh God, I should be doing more. Whatever you're doing, if it works for you, if it feels nice, if it brings you inner peace, then continue it. Doesn't find something else. We are all unique, so there's no, I could give you a meditation and, you know, it'll only affect a few people, or, you know, we're all different. And I keep coming back to that, because when you honor that you are different from everybody else, you are then part of the whole. So you are important that you are here now. If we were all the same, it'd be quite a boring planet to live on, wouldn't it? All right, are we ready to do some sharing of? This is a beautiful. Oh, okay, what I'm going to teach you came through from Source, from Divine, but what also came through at the same time is listen to what I say and try it. It's not, if you want to alter it to suit yourself, then that's okay. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay as well. You know, so always do what feels right for you. I'm never going to sit here and say this is the only way, or this is the one, because I really respect each and every one of your images. But have some fun. This is the message I get from Spirit all the time. We're so serious. Our life is so, you know, my spirit guides haven't turned up this week. The Spirit, when you open up to Spirit world, they play, they laugh. I have a forest in New Zealand that I walk in that's full of spirits that are forest spirits that are like young children, and these spirits drag cobwebs across my face, and they trip me up, and they do all sorts of amazing things, and you can hear them laughing. They want us to be lighter. You know, life is tough, but it doesn't have to be like that all the time. So if you take anything from tonight, it's like lighten up, have fun with your spirit. My ones, if I don't listen to what the message is, they usually give me a good kick. And if I don't listen more, they give me a bigger kick. And so, you know, okay, I get the message. You know? So smile. Okay. Each and every one of you, believe it or not, is carrying someone else's energy right now. You may be a little bit, maybe a lot, doesn't matter. There's no competition here. I've got the biggest.
How about the newborn baby? Do we get attached energy from the parents or from the ancestors.
Oh,
Newborn baby.
we can come in with other energies on us and so on. It's yeah. But you got to remember I don't want to get too much into past lives, but if you've got a past life experience and you're now living in this vibration, every generation our vibrational energy rises up. So you are now here. Past life vibrational energy is a lot less. So from my experience, and it's not for everybody, but from my experience, is that you can go back and heal that past life, but don't take it into this lifetime. If you can do that, there's a million different ways of looking at that. So just whatever works for you. So I just want you to acknowledge that you have an energy. It may be a family member, it may be someone you don't even know. And tonight we're going to practice, or I'll give you an example of how to release this from you. Everything I do, or Spirit asks me to do, we do positively and with love energy. So if you're carrying someone else's energy, we don't judge it. It's just the mind. If you're carrying someone else's energy, we just want to release it with love. When we work with love energy, it doesn't come back. It doesn't. The energy is not going to come back. I'm going to do a visualization. So if it works for you, maybe just close your eyes and we'll bring you back to your breath again. And just relax. There's no wrong way to do this, by the way. So once again, it's not a competition. I just want you to just be aware of yourself, first of all. Be aware of your body. Be aware of what you're sitting on, how it feels to be sitting there. You can be aware of any sounds in the room. Now bring your awareness to your heart. It could be heart chakra or heart physical. It's all one. Just bring your awareness to your heart and just imagine how beautiful that heart is. Your heart is full of love energy. Just embrace your heart. Now I want you just to visualize or imagine coming out from your heart space. This is beautiful, ball, pure love energy. Floats out from your heart space and just floats in front of you. This beautiful ball, this beautiful sphere of pure love energy. Just observe it and no judgment, just be aware of this beautiful, pure love energy ball floating in front of you. Now bring your awareness back to yourself. I want you in your mind to just instruct if there's any energies attached to you or within you that are not yours, that they leave you, float across and go inside of this ball of pure love energy. So any energies that are not yours, release from you, gently float across and go into this ball of pure love energy. This ball of love energy can expand to any size, so if you can never overfill it. Just continue this awareness of releasing any energies that are not yours. With no judgment, releasing them into this ball of pure love that floats in front of you. When you're doing this yourself, you can take as long as you want. And you can even do it many different times, but right now, just ask one more time if there's any energies that are not yours. It may have been with you from childhood, it doesn't matter. Release now, float across and go inside this ball of pure love energy. You feel that everything that's being released at this moment, in this point in time, bring your awareness now to this beautiful ball of pure love energy that is carrying all the energies that are not yours. Just observe. The most important thing is we're doing this with love energy, so there's no judgment. There's no story. When you're ready, you then instruct that ball of pure love energy takes all these energies and returns them to whoever they belong to. We instruct the ball of love to take all these energies back to whoever they belong to. Give them back with love. Immediately this ball of pure love energy that's full of energies that are not yours disappears off into the distance. Because when they return them, what the people do with them is their business. It's none of your business what they do. What you've done is you have released them with love energy, without judgment. So once it is gone, it's off doing what it's meant to do. Bring the awareness back to yourself. There may be areas in your body which now need healing. Maybe there's some space that's been created and you fill everything with love energy from your heart. This is a really important part of it is to heal yourself so that these energies have nothing to attach to. When we clear away other people's energies and then heal the space, it allows your energy to flow more freely within you. when you feel that all the spaces that you've been healing have now been healed, knowing that this will continue to do more work on it, we just bring ourselves now back into the awareness of where we are in this moment. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and just be fully present here. Yeah. Wanted to keep the momentum going. One of the reasons I really like this way of doing it is that I was shown earlier on if there's a way of what they call cutting the cords. And that works well for some people, and I honor that. But for me, with cutting the cords to get rid of an energy, you're judging that energy as bad. And to me, nothing is bad. Everything is an opportunity. I just spoke to Lucy. How did everybody feel about that? Because I had one of my actually Cherry from China. Just wanted to keep that energy going. So one of my friends in China, I did this exercise with her, and she realized that she was carrying so much that she said she had a ball of love energy in front of her, behind her, below her, and above her, and so that it could draw off in all directions. So it sort of mean there's no one way. But two things about it is, one, it's all done with love energy. How did you find it? Because you talked about last night. Maybe you'd like to share your story.
Yeah, sure. So there was a time that I was doing session with some of my clients. I was a beginner, right? I was starting my spiritual career, and then but I find that every time after not every time, but quite a lot of time after the session, I feel exhausted. Sometimes I need to sleep for 16 hours or 12 hours if it's a really if the clients have a very heavy negative energy that she needs to clear. And there was once that there was this lady. She was not making any money for 4 months, and she was crying, and she really want help in getting back on her track. And I did some session for her. But after the session, I was vomiting, and I felt like I was giving some life force. But for her, she was thriving. Like in 4 months, she was making more than 30,000 euros like from 0 clients, she find like 12 clients, and they're all high being. But for myself, I was vomiting and I feel sick for 2 months. Yeah. And yeah, I was sweating as well during the session.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was skipping my life or something, and I wonder maybe maybe I didn't do something right. Yeah. Yes.
You did everything right because it became a great lesson and teaching for you. and that's really important.
Yeah.
By using this, the way what I've just taught you, you know, you can it doesn't have to take that long. You can do it more quickly. I just took it really slowly so that people can understand it. Obviously, the first thing for you is to protect yourself before you start. But if you still take on board someone else's energy, you can use this one to give it back to her. When we give back energy, it's not about us deciding that they take it back. It's their journey. So if you gave back her energy, what she does with it is her journey. It's nothing to do with you. The main thing is to keep our energies clear. So did you find, did you release any of her energy? Or just general?
So for the past few years, I have been really quiet, and I was just, just living my life, and and I realized that I was weakening, so I was telling myself that I will return my energy. I mean, I will return whatever her energy back to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I was feeling okay, like yeah, basically. Then I want to learn how to protect myself going forward, so I can move on.
Whatever way you do it, so long as it's done with the power of the love energy, it's just so important. You can modify what spirit has given me, and yeah, there's another way I'll show you as well. But really, really important. That was a really extreme case. Throwing up, vomiting is. I haven't experienced that myself, but I've experienced being paralyzed, so different. But just in everyday life, it's not just from people doing healing work. We can all take on energies, so it's really important.
Just now, I feel very, I feel very peaceful, and I feel great. What we have just done.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Does everybody else feel peaceful? Yeah. Sometimes you're not aware that you're carrying it and other people's energies, and when you do this exercise, you may not feel it straight away, but with time, you realize that it's other people's energies block our energies. Energies must flow. I was on a 3-day trek in the bush last month, and we came across some beautiful waterfalls, and just reminded me that the water, it's like the waterfall is us. If you block the waterfall, you can't flow anywhere. The energy, everything we receive must be released. And if you're carrying other people's energies, it can create all sorts of blocks along the way. And it's from those energy blocks that we can get different illnesses and different things. Interesting, I was just showing that just now, that when you threw up, that was actually really important. So, because that released quite a lot. I don't recommend it. Some way, I wouldn't want to do it that way, but
my body wanted to.
Well, yeah, I think your spirit wanted to. Yeah. Good lesson. I have a friend who went to a music festival in Australia. Music festivals in Australia, are quite common, and there can be 30, 40, 50,000 people over a weekend. A lot of people go there, maybe smoke some drugs and drink a lot of alcohol. And this friend of mine is very spiritually connected. He didn't protect himself. He drank, he took drugs. And when I saw him after the festival, I didn't recognize him. He looked like the Hollywood, I don't know what you call it. His eyes were bright red and bulging, and he was sweating, and he was almost frothing at the mouth. And it was like, my God, who are you? So I did several days of healing on him, bring him back, and give back his energies. In fact, we didn't even give it back. We actually released it all. And I thought, well, at least he's learned his lesson. Next year, when the festival was on, did exactly the same. It's like, my God, you know. So another 2 days of healing, and we brought him back. The third year, he didn't go. And that's one thing. I've been to a few music festivals in Byron, some really beautiful ones. But you've got to be careful you're not exposing yourself to other images. Yeah. Or if you are, cleanse at the end of the day. You guys look really comfortable. I'm going to get you to stand up now.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to do this. I'm going to have to do it in relays, I think. There's not enough room. How's everybody? Good?
Very good.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
This was shown
Sorry.
to me by a couple of different people, actually. And,
Sorry, Dean, I can't see anything.
oh.
Okay,
Just
we have
Wait, Amy.
wait, yeah.
We're standing.
Yes. 因為個 background 啊，我睇唔到佢離得太遠，我睇唔到啊。
You clear the background.
Yes, you have to remove the background.
等等。Wait. A second. Oh, 冇撳錯掣。啊，大家先。
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you.
All right. So what happens? You know, I'll give it a little example. You may something makes you angry, or someone says something, or you feel like you've taken on board someone else's energy. It covers everything. This exercise. And so what you do is you have your hands down the side, and you're going to feel like you're grabbing whatever it is you need to release. So let's use anger. Say you're angry and you don't want to be angry, or you're not in a safe place to be angry. And so it's like you take that anger and you bring it up, you grab it, and then you fire it into the ground. But the key to it is
Don't throw to other people.
it's so we'll do it again, but this time I'll show you. You bring your hands up, and then you go. And it's got to be really loud. You do this 3 times. One more, and that'll be. And the 4th one, you come up more slowly, and then you bring it down slowly. So what you're doing is you're releasing 3 times the energy that you want to release. And then the 4th one is you're calming your energy. How does it feel? Really...
Very quick.
Heartbeat very fast.
Very quick.
Yeah.
Try again.
Okay, one more time. And
Well, I
It's not. So happy.
He's hiding underneath. It's
Can't stop laughing.
yeah, you can do it. I've done it in public. There's a big statue in Thailand, Mazu statue,
马祖，
马祖
台南妈祖庙。
and then I'm walking around and I'm and you know you get some funny looks, but but I'm a foreigner, so I get away with it. But it's just one of those things, and even to the point where if you can't physically do it, you can just close your eyes and do the just imagine putting it down. And you can use it for so many things. You know, someone was saying the other day they got a phone call from a family member that upset them, and they didn't want to carry that energy for the rest of the day. So you can just quickly do it, you know, like with your mum, if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, mum, yes, mum, and then you go in the next room and. Then you're free for the rest of the day, you know. I mean, obviously, if it's really something really big, like you're doing it and so on, that you know, you want to. I suggest the other way, but it's a great way. In fact, even to the point where if you can't sleep at night, do it before you go to bed. Clear your energy, and usually you smile when you do this. You know? Now, if you do it and you're still feeling angry, do it again. And if you still feel angry, do it again.
if only you would laugh.
Eventually, you run out of energy. But it's so simple. Yeah, it's really powerful.
Is it work for the illness and the painful?
I think it's more to do with the emotion that's attached to that, yeah, rather than the physical pain. Yeah. And the physical pain is your body talking to you anyway, emotional. So,
Illness is another illness.
illness, yeah. All illnesses are an emotional attachment. So if you're working with the releasing the emotion. All right, everybody, one more? Yeah. He's got more to release. Come on, hands up. Don't be shy. All right. Okay, let's go. First one. Yeah. Yeah. You feel it. When you first do it, you're kind of self-conscious. Yeah, what is thing getting us to do? But once you let go of the that feeling, it's really powerful. You know,
Actually, talking about this, and we've got a master here as well. So I keep looking at him to see if it's like, you know,
Bring your eyes.
he's a qigong master.
right? Yeah.
So I'm like,
I
you're
think
doing
this
that, and I'm just doing that.
I don't think it's just qigong.
Brilliant.
It's a very simple. Haven't had years of training, so.
I'm just audience today.
Was it sorry?
I'm just an audience today.
Yeah. I think it. All right, so it's time to sit down and.
Yes.
Take points. So anybody have any questions or anything like that?
大家有啲咩問題嚇？
You would like to ask, but it's a bit personal, but
You don't mind.
it's up to
I would like to ask a question that my feeling is that it's long time I have not been feel the pure love, and then I think, hi, long time no see that. Yeah, and then I can feel that it heals me inside, but I think I need to go in deeper, but I don't know the way how to get deeper, because like my throat is like wants to release something, but I want to go deeper, but I don't know how to do it now.
Deeper in what way?
Deeper, because like I've been doing like several minutes or 10 minutes, but it seems like cannot go deeper, but I release the outer layer. But yeah, but is it the human mind? I frame it.
Yeah, the mind's really good at blocking, but you're talking about your throat area?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the throat chakra is, when it's blocked,
Yeah.
it's usually stopping you from speaking the truth. Yeah. When you speak your truth, you're speaking, should come from your heart.
Yeah.
So if your throat chakra is blocked,
Yeah.
it tends to come from the mind. The mind doesn't really tell truth. Yeah. So it feels like you want to express more.
Yeah.
But it must come from your heart. Not must, it's better when it comes from.
Yeah.
So it's about clearing the energy through here.
Yes. But I think I'm doing how to
That's the what?
outside, but outside, yeah.
I'm talking about,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like it's in my stuff.
I feel like your heart is really needing to shift that energy. So I would focus on not on trying to fix this.
Oh, so it's on. It's like my heart chakra, not here, right? Okay.
So that the physical or the heart chakra is very, very powerful. When you clear that space, from what I've seen, it then allows this energy to flow. But this is still blocked in your throat area. What I can see.
Like the energy from heart first, and then
Build up the energy of your heart, yeah. And because the heart, from what Spirit has shown me, the heart energy when it's flowing flows beautifully through the whole body and radiates out.
Yeah.
We've got blocks along the way that it's stopping. One of the things that we were doing last night was we talk about sending love to someone else, but you can also send it to yourself. And it's people wanted to know how to send love to some. And when we send love, it must be unconditional in the sense of I'll send them love, but I won't send them love. You know, if we can sit in that space of unconditional love. I'm two minds with unconditional love. It's of self. It's really challenging because we're really judgmental of ourselves.
Yes.
So it's like, you know, I want to be unconditional love. But when we're sending love, it's like a beam of light coming out from your heart to someone else. So it's not something that it's not the love, you know, so a couple together. It's about the energy of the love. So it doesn't matter where the person is. I've got two kids, one in New Zealand and one in Australia, and I can send them love energy from here. So I visualize that whole beautiful energy going to their heart, and they don't necessarily feel the love energy consciously, but their spirit receives it.
Yeah.
But you can also send more love to yourself.
Yeah, I'm doing, and I feel the what you have said is working.
That's good.
Yeah, so fast. Yeah. It's like because I always focus on
Yeah.
focus on the roads, but it's like
Yeah.
little back here.
Yeah. Maybe we try that as an exercise. Each one of you, just think of someone that just. It can be someone that really upsets you, or is angry with you, or loves you, or what, you know, whatever. Because when we send love, it's not conditional. It's not conditional. But just think of someone. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a child. Maybe, you know, I'm just throwing ideas out. And I want you to understand how powerful love energy can be. So when you think of this person, you can, and you want to send them love energy. It's like a beam of light comes out of your heart and goes to their heart, wherever they are. It might be overseas, it could be very close, it doesn't matter. Distance is irrelevant. And you just send this beautiful love energy to them with no expectation of anything coming back. You send it because you can. You send it because it's a beautiful thing to do. Even send it to someone that's maybe creating some problems for you. Often when people are upsetting us, they themselves are not in good space. So send them love. If we sent love to all the terrorists in the world, we wouldn't have any problem with them, because this is what they're needing, is they're needing love. We all need love energy. When you're finished, you can just close down that beam of light, knowing that it's safe. And come back into the space. No rush though. You can even send love to yourself. Very, very important to honor yourself, to acknowledge yourself. Not be afraid of yourself. just no rush, but just gently come back at your own time, back into the awareness of now, to be in this moment. How did it feel? People to send love.
Very powerful. Like a tunnel.
You what, sorry?
Very powerful. It's like a tunnel, the beam of
Yeah.
light. Yeah.
Yeah. I quite like, I didn't do it this time, but to imagine you're floating up above yourself. So your spirit floats up. And as you float up, you look back down at yourself, but you continue to float higher and higher. And you come up through the clouds. And when you come outside the clouds on the other side, the sun is shining, and beautiful sun. And as you float up above the clouds, you send love from your heart to whoever you're sending it to, maybe many people. And what the clouds represent is all the chaos in our life. And we're above that. We're looking at the sun and the beauty of, when you're in an airplane and you pop out of the clouds, it's just so stunning. You got the sun shining, and you just send this beam of light from your heart down through all the chaos of the living on this planet and into their heart. And just some people can't visualize floating up that high, so I say we'll sit on the side of a mountain above the clouds. I was living in Bhutan, we did that a lot because it was so high up. But these just little things that you can do. I had just a quick explanation. I had a client who he and his wife had separated, and they had 2 young children. She was very upset with him, and she took the 2 young kids away for months, and he didn't see his children for about 4 months. And he was really worried that his children would hate him or forget about him and hate him, because he knew that she was very unhappy. And so we got him to sit quietly, close his eyes, and send the beam of love to each of his children. But I also asked him to send love energy to his wife, or soon to be ex-wife, because she was going through a lot of trauma herself. When they came back together, it was really beautiful. It was like the kids hadn't, they were just like normal. They didn't run away from him or anything. All his fears had dissolved away. And so, but it was important to send it to her as well. So just be generous when you're sharing heart energy, because sometimes the people that are upsetting us the most are the ones that actually need more love. So you move past your anger of them, or frustration, or whatever the word is that you want to use. You go beyond that, send love.
And I just been presenting love to my mom.
Yeah.
She's a very emotional person, and have the depression and strong anger in her father. When I do this, I can just feel her heartbeat and her anger and sadness, and my heartbeat very big sound. And then I just send love to myself, and then I need to be calm down. But after that, I still can feel the heartbeat.
Yeah. So you're feeling your mum's heartbeat. Yeah. Or could be yours.
Maybe.
Because in this beam of life, it's not about taking other people's energies back. It's just about seeing them. So I think it might be more within you. Talk about it later.
So I just keep on performing or heal
Yeah.
myself first.
Yeah, yesterday you mentioned about that. For our heart chakra, we have many layers. So we heal layer by layer. Then when more wounds or trauma being healed, then we can start to radiate the love. So, can you lead that to us again? Because I think most of us, yeah, we did experience yesterday, right? That was really powerful. But most of them, they didn't join yesterday. So I think we can experience that again. So for our heart chakra to really release layer by layer and then radiant the love. Because
Whether
yesterday-
those came from.
Yeah, because yesterday you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Regarding to yesterday's topic was for the highly sensitive people, how can we really protect ourselves? Yeah, so you teach us some kind of a protection of the skill. However, you come to this as the final one, the ultimate one. I think that is really powerful. So maybe you want to share a little bit about this. Yeah, so they know. So we can practice more.
What I was referring to last night is often I see in the healings that I work with people is that we put layers of protection around our hearts. Now it might be, I use the example, it might be you as a young child and you've fallen over and you need mum and dad's love or support and they're not there, or they're too busy, or they don't know how to look after you. And so as a child, we don't know what to do with that. So we kind of put a layer of protection around our hearts. And then we keep going. And then we have another experience and another experience. And we gather all these experiences. But what we don't know what to do is we don't remove them. And so what I see, when people are having any sort of ailment or challenge in their life, the heart is so important. To me, it's everything. And if it's blocked and not able to receive, then we're missing out on the whole aspect of the energy flow. So what I do is, and we can try it now if you want. Maybe try it, and we'll just talk you through removing some of these layers. Because you keep adding to them, so it's good to keep removing them. I like to do things with eyes closed. It's up to you whether you do that or not. But to me, it gives me my own space that I can really focus on myself. So if you'd like to close your eyes and participate, then it's great. And again, just be aware of yourself. Be aware of your body, physical body. Be aware of your normal breath. Allow yourself to relax. When you're ready, just bring your awareness to your heart chakra or heart physical or both. And you bring your awareness to your heart energy, heart area. Be aware of the layers of protection that have been with you from a very young age. The stories behind each one of these layers of protection are in the past, so we don't need to know or go into the stories. Just know that this experience has been important for your journey. Now it's time to open up your heart energy more. But these layers of protection can be seen in whatever way you see them. Sometimes the layers are really thick and heavy, and sometimes they're really thin. Whatever you see, whatever color, whatever light energy that you see, will be perfect for your journey. Before we start removing them, we just create like a light vortex somewhere nearby, so that we may release these layers of protection of the heart into the light. And then you can use your hand, or you can visualize gently peeling off layers from around your heart space and releasing them into the light. Sometimes just one layer comes off, sometimes many layers. But if you're starting to release some of these layers, then now is the right time to be doing this. Make sure you don't have any judgment of these layers. Just honor each one. Give it love and release it into the light. And you start to get down to the last few layers. Really honor these ones. They're usually the ones that have been with you the longest. As you release them, just send love to whoever helped you create them. And then see, as the last one leaves your heart space, feel the difference in your heart energy. This is really a powerful moment. And so just take your time just to feel them. Know that every single person on the planet has got some form of protection around their hearts. So what you can do is, you can, by opening your heart, it gives the opportunity for others to do the same. When we do a release like this, that energy, that awareness can be taken up by all others on the planet. Just for fun, as your hearts open up, that beam of love energy is even stronger. And maybe you'd like to float up above the clouds or sit on the side of a mountain and just see the magnificence of the sun shining on top of the clouds. It's really peaceful up here. It's very, very beautiful. You're above all the day-to-day energies that we face living on this planet. Now you take the love energy from your heart, which is now more open and more powerful even, and you send it down through the clouds because it's more powerful than the clouds, and then out You may send it to several people. Just name them. The beam of love energy knows exactly where to go. You don't need to tell it. Yeah. You're ready to just quietly shut down that beam of light. Knowing you can do it anywhere, anytime. Come back to yourself. If you're floating above the clouds, come down. Connect with your physical body. Start your journey again to walk on this planet in a much lighter way. And once again, just be aware of where you are. Just be in this present moment. When you're ready, just gently open your eyes. Thank you for reminding me.
This is the Hong Kong people. Meeting by meeting.
Non-stop.
Non-stop, meeting after meeting.
I'm always amazed at how late everybody is. I see kids walking around with their parents at 10 o'clock at night. You know? In New Zealand and Australia, they're in bed by 7. So, yeah, we do our day's work and then we have the evenings to ourselves. But yeah, it's very different. Yes. Yeah. Who would like to? Would someone like to share how they felt?
咁有啲咩嘢想分享咧？所以今日睇就我哋有啲 exercise 啊，大家可以翻去可以自己做。咁啊，大家喺個跟人嘅經驗之中有啲咩嘢想分享，或者有啲咩問題想問咧？
I think it's actually really peaceful, and thank you for the reminder. And to love ourselves.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, actually we stay in Hong Kong. It's actually really a top city and really busy. And we start our day early and end our day like really late usually. So of course, it's actually good that we escape and not staying in this and going to New Zealand or Australia, which I like it. That I didn't been to Australia, but I have been to New Zealand. It's actually a really great place and pretty calm and peaceful, I would say, and based on the landscape. So I think like thank you so much. It's actually a good reminder. See whether I can apply it when I'm actually in Hong Kong. Peaceful and maybe an hour a day for us for myself.
We don't do enough for ourselves.
I know. That's what I was saying.
We don't understand that.
You can do it in the MTR.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then imagine the mountain and then the MTR and then you
everybody moving so fast here, they wouldn't even notice you doing this. I don't think.
Yeah. So we are very brave to live in Hong Kong. Very challenging.
But the other side of it is that you've chosen to live here.
Yeah.
And I really encourage you to get, there's things here that we don't have in New Zealand, in Australia. And New Zealand is a beautiful country, but it has its problems as well. It's not every place has its challenges.
Exactly. I know.
Yeah. It's but finding that inner peace in an intense energy here is really, really, really good if you can do that. Mm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
May I ask a question again?
Yeah, no.
I'm wondering how come you can be that go to the source, but you are so grounded. Because it's like
I get asked that question a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of difficult one to answer because I've never been taught.
Oh,
So
I understand.
I just do what I feel. I just get guided. I trust. There's that word again, trust.
Okay.
Yeah. Trust in yourself. You know, and if something works for you, it's like everything that I've shared with you tonight. Try and use myself. They've been changed around, but do what feels right for you. Yeah. Because it's, you know, I keep coming back to it. You are unique.
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing a little bit of yoga and things like that. I ride my bike a lot. But for me, the ocean, if I go to the ocean, because there's so much of it around New Zealand and Australia, 70% or whatever it is of the planet is covered in water. So if I put love energy at the beach, into the water, it can go anywhere in the world. But the ocean's really good at taking stuff too. Like if I've got a whole lot of stuff, I can into the ocean, and it just deals with it. So it's a different ways. Very quiet tonight.
Yes,
Yeah.
when you taught me to expand the love of the heart last night, and then after that, on my way to my home on the bus, I still can feel the warmth go through my body, hand and legs.
Yeah.
It's a very wonderful feeling last night.
Yeah.
But I find out that today, you just do the healing and I just translate. And then when you do the healing, I will the same time feel the other's emotion.
Yeah.
Then after that, tonight, I don't know is this the reason why, and my heart feel a little bit uncomfortable, and my back a little bit pain come out. Thanks to you.
So even when you relieve, it's still there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is it I need to avoid any healing to keep on to do? Just because last year when I do the healing, and then I just for the illness and the emotion and the relationships for my client, and then I just help my cousin come out to the ICU. But after that, I get sick, and a half year, and then I go to the hospital 3 times.
Yeah.
And then I'm almost 1 year now, and it become better. And the energy ran out, and my body become sleep again. Just because before I do the same thing, but my body become boom, and get sick, tired, painful, and go hospital. Yeah.
It's kind of like you're finding your limits. You know, you're getting the highs, but you're also getting the lows. So it's kind of more balanced. One of the things I haven't covered, but you know, is the masculine and the feminine in all of us. It's getting that balance. And we're always, from my observation, you know, we're always having different experiences that take us out of balance, so that we may find our way back. So don't be too stressed about what's happening. Just be more the observer. I don't like it when, you know, you can't do healings, you can't do this. Maybe short term, but I feel like we need to be open to all opportunities. Yeah, it's my philosophy anyway. Yeah.
When if we really want to heal others,
Yeah.
you said the first power to heal myself first.
Yeah.
Yes. And then after that, when I feel my body right, and then the time is, I can go for healing, and then what need to protect for the sensitive.
Yeah, it's every time I do a healing for a client, I get a healing as well.
Yeah.
Right. So it's all about me. It's I just want you to, in my observation, we're really powerful beings. If we're doubting or things aren't flying, it's usually because we're in our mind. When we come out of the mind and into the heart space, we get what I call truth. And the truth in the heart is very powerful. So it's kind of like the journey to do that, but also everything's impermanent. So as soon as you think you've understood something, it changes. Like I was sharing with during the healing. It's a lifelong or many lifetime long journey that we've chosen. So be really gentle with yourself. Don't try and rush anything. I'm really good at rushing. As a kid, I used to run. I never walked.
Because you are serving, so you're rushing. But right now you're serving with
I'm so slow now. I can't keep up with you guys in the footpath. So, but I would have normally run everywhere. It's teaching me to slow down and be more within myself. Lots of lessons.
好，大家有啲咩問題想問，或者有啲咩嘢想分享？Anything to share or any question?
Can you give a recap of all the methods that you have?
Methods, the skills.
Yeah, the skills or the methods that you have taught these 2 days.
Yesterday we don't have a recording, but today we have a recording.
Okay,
I can send to the group, but
Yeah.
but yesterday no.
okay.
But
So just a short
recap.
Of what when to use which method is the best.
Oh.
This is the Hong Kongese.
Everything that I've said, about don't try and work it all out in your head. And you're asking me to recap. I'll be honest with you, when I do this sort of work, and even when I'm doing healings, a lot of the time I step into channeling. I channel the information. It's really lovely. I love being in that space, but at the end of the day, I don't remember.
So can you tell us share about because I mentioned to them that you are very good. You are a very good healer. You heal many healers, many facilitators.
Yeah.
Can you share, because you are here until, we still have Friday and Saturday for 2 days for some sessions. Can you share with us what kind of service you are serving to people, you're providing to people in your healing session? Roughly.
Yeah.
Because I cannot write
No,
what
no.
what you are doing, but just imagine. So
Someone,
can you share?
someone said they said they don't believe in what I do, and I said, what do I do? No, I can't tell you what I do. How are you judging me without knowing? Even I don't know. And that's always been the same with me. I have, my path is that I haven't had humans teach me. I tried, and I had some really bad experiences. So, and it's changing. Anyway, what I do in the healing, I can give you sort of the mind stuff if you want.
My stuff.
Every healing is different. I like the person to sit and talk and share, because sometimes people come in and say, I don't feel very well. And they think that's what they've come for, but it's just a reason to get them to me. I have a belief that if they come to see me, they're meant to be seeing me. You all right? You want to drink? Oh. You want to pass it down? Yeah, I have a belief that if someone comes to see me, then they're meant to see me. If they go to someone else, they're meant to be at that person. So all of my
Wow, can you lock? Wow, lock. Thank you.
got all the answers there. How to heal yourself 101.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're so friend, you just took the phone and you know everything.
So, okay, just very quick.
Drink some water.
Too cold.
Check the temperature. Should be good.
Too cold. Okay.
Oh, do you want to turn that on?
I can turn it on. The separation is not good.
So I like it when someone comes in and it's open. Some people come in and they don't know me and they don't know what I do, and so they're really guarded. So it takes time to open up their energy. When I open up their energy, well, they open up their energy. I'm able to see what's happening, and then I can, once their energy is open, I can then call in the energy to come through. So I don't decide what you need. I don't. I may give some advice or some sharing in the early part of the session, but when it comes to bringing the energy through, I totally trust Spirit. It's bringing it through. So it's not really. It's really difficult. I have had situations where I've worked on a client on the table, and I've closed my eyes, and I can see all their internal organs. I can see it's like an X-ray or even a color X-ray. And then I can see my hand go in and so on. And so I've experienced that.
Psychic surgery.
Yes. And it was really beautiful and really lovely energy. And I thought that was what I would do from that point on. Never happened. And the next client, nothing. So the universe kind of, doesn't want me to attach to being one way. Kind of had a little bit of a quiet period a few months ago where I went and hid in Taiwan for a while, and I needed that time just to regenerate and be able to be here tonight. But yeah, the healings, I guess the easiest one for me to explain, and it's kind of the same, is the land clearings. Someone rings me, they've got stuff going on in their house or the land. Once I'm engaged, they said, I put an imaginary dome over the property right underneath as well. And the reason I do that is that in the early days, some of the spirits that were causing problems knew I was coming, knew that I could see them, and knew that I could remove them. And so they would disappear. Now we'd cleanse the land and then they come back. So now I put this dome of energy over, and I use my star beings to do that. The star beings are just pure love energy, and they don't hold any particular form. Whatever I see them in is what they are. So they put this dome over, and it's like I lie on the dome and I can look through and see what's happening deep in the ground energetically, without them seeing me. So I get a really clear picture. We then call in specialist spirits that come in and remove. Often it's galactic energy that I'm taking out that's been there for a long time. And the reason we're taking it out is that it's not serving Mother Earth. They've been here for thousands of years. They've taken a lot of energy, but they're not giving anything back. So it's time for them to go. In the center of this planet is another reality. And there's I won't go too much into that, but in the center of this planet is like a beautiful sun shining pure love energy up to the surface. So if these energies are in the ground, they actually cause shadows. So this beautiful love energy from deep inside Mother Earth comes up and creates a shadow, and it's in those shadows that we have problems. So it's get a bit, and by removing them and sending them back to where they've come from, it allows Mother Earth to heal. So whenever I'm asked to clear someone's property, it's not about the property, it's about the energy that's in the ground that needs to be cleared. Tell you a funny little story with that. In New Zealand, in Lake Taupo, there's a spiral built by a lady many years ago. So it's made out of rocks. It's huge. It's down near the lake of Lake Taupo, which is the biggest lake in North Island. I went there with my friend and my wife at the time, now my ex-wife, and we took turns to walk in. So my friend walked in first. He finished the spiral, stood there for a few minutes and walked out and said it was really lovely. My wife went in, stood there, didn't feel anything and left. And then I walked in, so they're waiting for me on the side. I walked in and I get to the center of this spiral, and it's like I disappear into another world, another reality, deep in the ground. And the lady who came up to meet me is called Joanne. While I was in this inner world, I know this sounds a bit crazy, but I will share it with you. When I was in this inner world, it was the most beautiful space. So it's like when we're grounding ourselves, we're actually grounding ourselves with ourselves deep in the earth. And in a very short period of time, I was married to Joanne and had a child called Adam. I popped back up to the surface. In human times, I was gone for less than a second. But my wife was not very impressed that I got married and having a child in another reality. I'm not sure that's probably not together, but these things, why I share this is that we each have a different reality. Every time I visit this inner world, it's totally different. Why is it different? It's because my energy has changed. My vibration has changed, which allows me to see different things. The reason I share it is that there's a lot going on our planet at the moment. There's a lot of tension on the planet. What's happening is the central sun is radiating pure love energy to the surface. And it's picking up in the, I don't like the word, but dark energy and bringing it to the surface. And we're seeing it now, with all the threats of war and Russia and Ukraine and all. So, and so this dark energy, or this energy that's not light, is coming to the surface to be transmuted into light. So it's actually, in the big picture, it's actually a really good thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I like this way of looking at it because it kind of resonates well with me, with what's happening on the planet at the moment. Sorry, you were going to say something.
No, I was just thinking about the scientific experiments that are happening. Like the hydrogen collider in Switzerland, and then they're going to expand it, and that creates a change in energy, dark energy. So we're talking about, they've been talking about dark energy that is happening. They're all scientists and they don't believe in all of that stuff. So they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Look, there's so many different realities. We all live in our own reality. That's why we can never agree on anything, and never will, because it's creating an energy here that allows us to grow, and we all need different challenges to grow. So, I have friends who say their goal in life is to bring peace to the planet. Well, what does that mean? Especially as one of them, if you look at his home life, he didn't have peace anywhere. He had a daughter who was causing problems and et cetera, et cetera. So he was wanting to peace on the planet, but he wasn't prepared to have peace within himself. I think we've got to do what's right for for ourselves. But I don't like I used to deal with a lot of dark energy when this first came in. I don't even think about dark energy. Dark energy is just energy waiting to be transmuted into light. What I love is a little saying that you can shine light into dark, but you can't shine dark into light. Light energy is powerful, but we give away our power to the dark. But that's my realm. You know, others live in different realms.
Will you share the really nice quote, a Buddha quote?
Yeah. Do
Um,
you want me to share it again?
yeah. It was lovely.
Yeah. I was channeling Buddha quite a lot before COVID when I was traveling. And there's a beautiful little quote that he gave me, just 2 lines. And the first line is, if you know all will be in that knowing. If you know all will be in that knowing. If you don't know all, the second line, all can flow like an open heart. We want to know all. We always think we know it all. And maybe we do, but we're restricted. When we open up that we don't know all, we'll be okay with them. And it can flow beautifully. Life can flow. You like that quote? Yeah.
It says everything.
Did you get goosebumps, sister?
Yeah, when you said it that bit, I was like, I was trying to write it down, and then I don't know where the quote went.
Yeah. So it's just to me, I think I was given it because I was desperately trying to know it all. And it allowed me to relax and go, actually, it's okay, I don't know it all. You know, and since I don't know it all, then I can open up to whatever unfolds. Much quieter time.
Yes. No, I'm thinking about what you just mentioned, because what you mentioned is we know all, but actually we know nothing. But we don't know all, then that opens everything. That is like a very Zen, very Taoish the philosophy. That is really emptiness. Emptiness is everything.
Yeah.
But that, on the other hand, that what I learned is we are like descending from the universe. We are descending from the universe from the source. So we are the source. We are the co-creator of the source, and we got the power. We are son of God. We are God. So based on this, what I just mentioned, they are like seems like a little bit contradiction. What do you know what I mean? What I said?
No, contradiction is really good.
Okay, good. Then I like it. Okay, then I like it.
I don't want everybody to think the same way. I think what you know, the way you view things and the way others view it is, you know, what happens is we have a situation, and I view it from my childhood hurts and growth and everything, and then someone else views it from this direction and this direction. So the same piece of information is now got 100 different ways of looking at it, and so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That explains.
Yeah.
Okay, 大家就有啲咩問題問我先。They're not quiet. They're peaceful. They're quiet.
They were not
all peaceful.
and they weren't peaceful last night.
大家仲有咩問題？有啲咩嘢想分享啊？嚟 ，Angelos, finally you raise your hand.
Hi everyone, my name is Angelo, and good to see you, Master. And I have one major thing because I work in the banking industry in Hong Kong, which is very hectic and very competitive. Okay, many things happen in every business day, and what I want to say is my manager. She's a lady, 43 years old, but seems her brain is blocked somehow, and she always says something very stupid. And because she's under extreme pressure every day, and then she keeps saying, doing something very stupid, and we all don't want to listen to her. But I want to forgive her, but because of her stupidity, and it keeps annoying me. So during on daily basis, how can I forgive her every second?
First of all, just be mindful of the judgment that you're giving her.
Mindful of judgment.
She's I would say, by tuning into her energy, is under a lot of stress, not just at work. And what's happening is she's offloading that stress onto you guys.
Yes.
Through what she's saying. So rather than call her stupid, send her some love.
So like it's like when she says something stupid to me. Oh,
Well, you can, but I'm not saying that's wrong. There is no wrong, but it's find a space. Go. I've done in different bathrooms and everything. So, before you go to work, after work, whatever, but you are hanging on. You are holding her energy in you, right? I know you don't want it, but you're doing it. So use the exercises, whatever works for you, to release her energy. You're carrying it right now, even now you're carrying it. Because when you expressed yourself, it was very emotional, which shows me that you're actually hanging on to it.
Come for the session.
There's two monks. There was a saying, I hope I get this right. Walking along the forest path, and they come to a river crossing, and there's an old lady wanting to cross. This particular monks are not allowed to touch a female, but one of them picks up this lady, puts her on the back, walks across, puts the lady down, and off they go. An hour or two later, the other monk says, "Why did you do that? You shouldn't have, picked her up." And he goes, "You're still carrying her. I put her down back at the river." Does that make sense?
I throw my boss to the river.
Yeah. I do. I could do jail visits if you want. It's it's what you're holding on to. If you are able to give her support, not in the physical sense necessarily, but from your heart, try it. See whether but don't do it. She must be like this, or this, because then you're in your mind, you're in your head. If when you come from the heart, there's no judgment, and just try it, because at the moment it's actually affecting you, physically, spiritually, and mentally. Why would you do that? We're really good at it, aren't we? I've worked with so many corporate people in the corporate world. I'm sorry if I offend anybody here, but it's insane, absolutely insane. They get given a task and then another one on top, like that, and they work 24 hours, and I'm going, what's wrong with this world? It's just insane. So you need to find ways, if you're in the banking competitive center industry, to not take on board all these other people's energies.
I remember yesterday you shared with us one exercise that we write everything down. The things the people, the things I really hate. I hate my husband, me. I hate my work. I hate my ignorance. I hate my stupidity. I hate my laziness. That all you can hate 10. And then look at everyone I hate. And then I hate my husband. I love that. I hate my husband.
So yeah, I didn't do the hate part because I really don't like the word hate.
No, don't use hate. Dislike.
This lady is driving me nuts, or whatever she's doing to you. Sorry. Welcome back. It's
Email pops up.
yeah. Make a statement about, this lady, and then put on the end of it, and I love that. Right?
I love that.
Because what you're doing is you're taking your anger and you're putting it into words, which makes it even more powerful. So then at the end of it, if you write, and I love that. So she's driving me nuts, and I love that.
She drives me crazy,
It drives me crazy, and I love that.
and I love that.
Takes you from a negative statement to, like almost smiling. You can see the doubt in your mind. It's like,
My daily strategy is like, when she keeps talking shit, talking stupid things. Okay, I'll try to listen. I'll just listen and then reply the worst file, right? And then after maybe 10 seconds, yeah, yes, madam. True.
can you change?
Excellent.
Can you change it from stupid? That's really judgmental. If you call someone,
As you see it, my judgment is accurate. It's really stupid.
in your realm,
If someone tells you something like, okay, your manager, okay, come to my room, and she'll say something like, how can I bear with that? I almost resigned. I get blamed again because of you guys are not performing well. How can I understand that? I've been here for 6 years now.
you've really got her energy deep inside. Thank you. So she is bringing something up in you that you need to deal with. You need to thank her for going so deeply inside you. No, you don't have to do it, to her because she won't understand. From your heart, any relationship, whether it's intimate or work related, we come together to learn. There's a purpose behind it. So say you leave this job because of her and you get another job, you'll recreate her in a different way. Right? I know this one.
She's saying science.
Yeah. So it can affect your health, your well-being, it can affect your
It's
relationship.
affecting my daughter as well, I think,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
carry some kind of negative energy. When every night I go back to park my daughter, she keeps crying.
So
But in the morning, she won't cry. It's of difference.
So this negative side that you have, she's mirroring that back to you so that you may heal yourself. Nothing to do with her.
I'm a positive sunshine, forward-looking guy. Unbelievable. It's unimaginable that I look like her. She reverse me. Possible.
You can do it that way if you want, but yeah, you need to change.
Yes.
All right, as simple as that. And I'm not saying because you're bad or you're doing something wrong, you need to change. Every time we get this opportunity to grow, what you're resisting is the growth. What you're resisting is making a change in you. I don't need to change. She's the one that's stupid. All right. You see what I mean? It's really giving you an opportunity to grow. But you must do it within yourself, not for, but the benefits of that is your daughter might be happier. I'm sure it must be easier if he's not being negative.
It's easy.
Yeah.
I'm like listening, like playing every night. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, fine. But actually he knows, I think deep down in his heart, he knows he needs to face to this way. I think he sees lesson as actually, so if he cannot go through this, he will repeat this.
Yeah.
Even though he moved to a new company,
Yeah.
he faced to the same
Yeah.
issues. So
And
I told him like 1,000 times, but he is like, oh, okay.
he's just not ready to hear it at the moment.
Yeah.
Give him time.
Yeah.
But
It's
you
couple
have
of
to make
years
the
already.
decision. And if we come home and we're offloading that negativity, even if you're telling it as a joke, you're reinforcing it.
Yeah.
You should come home and leave all that at work and be fully present in the moment. Not, you know, it's not always easy to do. Yeah, but it's worth it. Are you worth it? We'll do it for you.
Okay, so do you have any last question?
Thank you, Jim.
Welcome.
哎，我會中文問啊，
Yes, yes.
想問下我哋嘅 energy 咧，我哋嘅 energy 咧係咪同我哋嘅思想有好吻合嘅連結嘅？即係我哋諗乜嘢，我哋就會吸咩 energy 嚟？
Yeah, Sita, she's asking, is our energy levels really resonate closely with our thought? That means we really think anything that can really attract the energy closer to our thought.
What was the last part? Because our energy is affected by our thought.
I mean, our energy, our energy level, is that really closely resonating to our thought? And then that means if we are thinking, if our thoughts in certain level, and we will attract the same level of the energy, the consciousness.
Definitely. We are what we think.
We are what we think.
That's the way after many years, it's, you know, if I think negatively, have you heard of Louise Hay? No. She does an exercise called the mirror work. And quite simply, she gets up in the morning, and if she's feeling her thoughts are really negative or negative mainly, she knows that if she goes out into the world, she's going to attract that energy to her. You know? So she has this mirror. It's been a long time since I've read this, but in her bedroom, and she looks in that mirror and she looks at herself, and she goes along the lines of, you know, I love you, you're amazing, and says all these positive things. And eventually what happens is it shifts that dark or that negative energy away. And then she opens the bedroom door and goes out into the world and has a beautiful day. So how we think is you know, very much influences where we are. That's what I feel.
Yeah, Louise Hay 佢寫好多書，全世界幾千萬人都熟，都得到好多嘅益處。有一個就係照鏡嘅遊戲，照鏡嘅，你每天就照鏡練習，每天照鏡睇自己所有面，然後不停嘅讚自己，要不停嘅從自己，因為當我哋照鏡嘅時候，從我哋嘅內心睇到自己唔中意嘅都係要讚美自己，各方面全部。當我哋不斷嘅做一個練習，每天做。老師話每一天做嘅時候，做完之後你出去做嘢，你每一天我哋從內到出邊有一個唔同嘅能量嘅 reflection，and then 我哋出去有唔同嘅，就係一個照鏡嘅練習，喺我哋出邊投射翻嚟嘅環境都係同我哋相對應。
Yes, I remember we just talked a few hours ago, and we said everything we create from the inside out. If outcome is not good, we need to stop and then see inside what happened to create that.
Because often we think it's something external that's affecting us, but it comes from within. Yeah.
Create everything.
And then that gives us the opportunity to look in this big dark hole, which is our life, and go, I don't want to do that, or I want to face that. It's a tough road, but yeah.
And then you said that knowing is that good. Maybe I know I not love myself enough, but how to live with it if even sometimes happen, I know I not love myself enough, and then how to live the love with myself or help others if I see she didn't love herself, maybe can't do the exercise for the mirror exercise. Good question.
Yeah, I don't understand the question. I'm trying. It's awareness is and consciousness is really important. Unless we're aware of how we speak and how we think, then we can't, it makes it difficult to change. Often when we're not aware, then want the other person or the other situation to change to make you happy. It doesn't work.
It's not. If I know I need to love myself, okay?
Yeah.
But I only stay, if the example, if I only stay on the stage, I for know it, but I cannot do it for the love myself. Then how can we make it work?
They cannot work.
No.
You cannot from doing, must be from doing to your being, from the practice.
Knowing is good.
Yeah, but you need practice.
If you don't, the hardest part is the doing. Where I live in Byron Bay, there's a lot of spiritual people because of the energy there. And so many of them were way more knowledgeable than me. But they weren't living it. They were still living, you know, like one lady was giving an example, was, you know, all dressed all in spiritual clothes and, you know, was looking the part and speaking all the right words. And then someone parked in her parking space and she let out all these, you know, you know what I mean? It's sort of that, I want to be peaceful, but you've got to bring it into everyday life.
Yes.
And that's the tricky part, you know, because knowing is okay. You can read a book and learn,
Yeah.
but you know, but to do it.
That is what we said, the word execution. Execution, that means put everything into action.
Yeah.
Put everything into practice and action and action and action. That is execution. Execution is the most powerful.
Yeah.
Because that is only the way to create the real meaning of what we want by the execution.
Yeah.
Not only talking.
即係好似我識得 friend 佢未有咁聽成咁佢唔改自己冇入區度，咁但係知道佢係喺個四咁點樣去幫佢，就算我即係佢係我去自己啦，因為佢好大 anger 咁點樣去。
Her question is, she has two examples. One example is her friend, but I don't think that is important. The second example is her mother. She feels that her mother doesn't like herself. But how can she really help her mother? And then it turns out like that, her mother become very emotional, right? And yeah, so how can she help her and love her and support her? Good question.
In truth, love her for who she is. In practice, that's quite challenging. You can't change your mum. I had a mum the same, and who, you know, we could talk with her and say all the right things, and she would always answer all the right things, but she never changed. And it's not your role to change her. So you chose her to come when you came into the spirit world. You chose your mum and your dad. I say that to every client. Some of my clients goes, "Why would I choose my, you know, my mother to have a mother like that or something?" But you did, and so look for the learning, look for the teaching that you need to change within you. Everybody's a mirror. I know you want your mum to change, but it's, you know, it's not going to happen. Not unless she chooses to. So it's up to her. But you got to understand, she's a different vibration, a different generation. You know, I can judge my mum for being the way she was, but she didn't have the support. Didn't have the knowledge and the wisdom and the support that we have today. So, you know, I feel really blessed that I'm in this lifetime and not the next. I'm sure I answered the question, but it's
好，大家有冇問題啊？ 如果冇問題，我哋差唔多今日已經過咗一個鐘。我哋大家多謝老師。老師佢講一次嚇，聽日星期五、星期六，老師就嗰啲時間可以做 booking， 可以做 session。等陣要做 booking 要同 Dina 舉手，同 Dina 登記啊。呢度嘅時間大家可以揀時間。咁你私下可以幫我哋碌卡嚇。但係而家咧，我哋快啲又同老師影相，係啦，因為我哋就有其他嘅堂要上堂嘅，所以我哋快啲同老師影相，好唔好 ？OK， 好。咁啊，希望老師，因為呢次係老師第一次到香港，希望有機會老師最經常返香港。第一次大家有緣分見到老師嚇。咁啊老師嘅 healing 係好 powerful 㗎，我喺群組裏邊都寫過啦。我希望大家正唔正常，好唔好 ？OK， 可以處理據佢嘅經驗咧，應該可以處理所有各方面嘅問題啦。但係佢講得好清楚，佢唔係幫我哋解決問題嘅人。佢係打開好大嘅空間，可以睇到好多嘢嘅，係咪可以幫助我哋揾到呢啲出路？可能幫我哋將所有呢啲能量場嘅，或者會做好大嘅清理，或者呢啲大家自己去體驗，好冇 ？OK， 好。咁啊，我哋大家可以同老師影相，可以開燈發麻煩大家，麻煩開燈。多謝老師。
Yeah. Been really lovely to work with all your energies today. Thank you for participating. I wasn't sure. So I can see you all walking down the street when you're going home. I want you to
Yes, 大家影相係。租佢，我哋大家。有啲喺裏邊。係啊，冇辦法啦，係啊。大家攞呢度有花。係啦。No, I think we stand here at the photo. 係啦。你喺邊度？俾晒呢邊，你喺度。呢度有花，大家攞花，食一攞花。
擺埋 Amy 喺後邊。
係啊，因為我揸住
Amy。
係啦。呢個花，哎呀，有個燒咗。
自己揾位啊，揾個靚位。咦，邊個係佢？個機係邊？依邊。
喺我呢度影啊，影一張先嚇。
好啊，影埋 Amy 啊。
你揸住。
好正啊！但係仲有 Joy 未喺度。哇！我揸住 Amy 喎。
1 2 3，好，再嚟多張啊！擺個 pose， 整個手勢啊！1 2 3 ，OK。Thank you。唔係望喺裏邊。我喺度啦。
係咯，好熟面口啊，好熟。
面口啊你。
同老師定啲單個相喺邊度？呢個係同老師影相，同老師影相嚟攞翻，呢個係花主，打個幾張先。我哋同老師幫先行咁講晒。有啊。幾多年？睇下邊個時間好，老師因為會同老師影相嘅攞翻，係啦。
唔係我嚟嘅，唔係我嚟嘅。但係我記得我見過你。
自己揸相機，自己同老師影。
真係上床咯。
係啊，會上，因為我嘅手機係。係咯，你好似。我叫人有先生。
Oh.
Let's do.
All right.